This is Resident Evil Outbreak, file number 1. File number 2 came out shortly after this game. File number 1 launched May 2004 in the US, and September 2004 in Europe. Unfortunately, the Europeans kind of got screwed. They got this game offline. The advantage of having this game online is monumental. You get to learn very quickly what it takes to speedrun this game. You would not find out a lot of tricks. For example, you're going to see me ram up the stairs right about here. And the catch with that is over long distances, or if you time it just right, you're going to save some time, fractions of a second to a couple seconds, depending how long the flight is. But that's the kind of thing you're not really going to discover unless you are speedrunning like a game like Resident Evil 1 for the GameCube. I think you can do a glitch trick up the stairs by hammering the run and walk button. It's been a very long time since I played Resident Evil 1. Okay, this game has a lot, and I mean a lot of loading screens. So for your sanity and mine, I cut them out. So you're not staring at... This video was 13 minutes long. I cut out the loading screens. It is now 8 minutes long. I cut out basically only the parts where it's just static loading. That's all it is. Those are the only parts I cut out. I left everything else in. Okay, here I'm shooting the shutter. I found out that you can actually shoot the shutter open. You don't have to kick it open or punch it open. If you have 4 players going at this thing online, that thing will come open in no time at all. Now, why did I avoid the key and take the long instead of taking the other way around? Well, grabbing the key actually takes longer than what I'm doing right here. This is actually the fastest method. Maybe if I had the hard drive, it would be faster to just run from room to room. But when you don't have the hard drive, the fastest method is to avoid as few rooms as possible. The difference between the hard drive, and I'm using just a regular PS2, no hard drive. The difference is, I think, every 10 minutes you shave off 3 minutes, give or take, between loading screens. So if you're going through a lot of rooms, you're going to obviously save a lot more time with the hard drive. And you notice in the very beginning I equipped my gun and there was some lag. Every time you equip your weapon, or you go into your inventory and equip anything for the first time, there's lag for a second. As far as I know, it doesn't count against your time, but it does, you get that lag, that second or two of lag. It's very annoying, but it's only in the beginning of each stage. So after that, it's gone. And here's the roof jump, which is one of the hardest parts of this level. You have to tap the button, I think it's the X button, just right here. And if you make it, it's a perfect jump. If you screw up, those 2 crows will kill you if you didn't shoot them down. That's a guarantee. You will not survive that. So that's almost always where I failed my run in this stage, because I never could get the timing of the roof jump. I'm not good at timing. My mind is too random, I guess. I am really good at memorization, and I know these levels in and out. I know exactly how to avoid the zombies. Now, there are 8 modes. There's easy, normal, hard, and very hard. And then, of course, there's the hard drive. Each mode has its own set of times. So, for example, there's no way a person playing this on very hard is going to get a faster time than a person playing this on easy. And it has nothing to do with the enemies if you're using infinite ammo. It has everything to do with the item placement. In every difficulty mode, the item placement is easier. There's not too much difference between normal and hard. I mean between easy and normal. But between hard and very hard, there's a lot of difference. The item placements can add anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes more to your run. The other reason I don't want to do the hard and very hard runs is if you get hit by a zombie once, on normal, I think you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting thrown into bleeding. If you're bleeding, your guy crawls. You have to use a first aid spray or a hemostat to get out of it. It's not fun. So right here, I'm pushing the car. I'm not grabbing the shotgun. and you're wondering, well, you need the shotgun. See, right here, he'll come up to these double doors, which he just locked. Okay. Wait a minute. No, that's... Yeah, wait a minute. Oh, he locked... Okay, he locked those double doors. I was like, wait a minute. Because I'm skipping through the cutscenes. Okay, so the Kevin handgun is actually slower than the shotgun, but the time it takes to grab and equip the shotgun, it's simply faster to just leave Kevin's handgun equipped. And you want to go through your inventory screen as few times as possible when you're speedrunning this game. Okay, why did I not get the hard drive? Well, the hard drive costs about $50 online. Sometimes you can get lucky and you get a lot cheaper. Most times it's around $50. I don't normally have $50 to just dedicate to playing one game to speedrun. I mean, to speedrun. I mean, if I put the hard drive in my I have a dying PS2, so every time I played this speedrun, I was worried my PS2 would just die and the run would be over. So I had to really limit what I could do, and it's very frustrating knowing that if I got a hard drive and I did do the runs of this game, that the day will come when it just dies, that my PS2 just dies. It's having trouble reading the discs. And of course, there's nothing but slim PS2s out there now. In other words, no matter what, I could be spending a crap ton of money just to speedrun a game that very few people even play. I mean, despite the fact this game sold, I think, 1.4 million copies. 1.4 million. Despite that fact, there are so few people that are even aware of this game. So basically only the hardcore Resident Evil fans, which is about 4 to 5 million Resident Evil fans, but only the hardcore of them went out and got this game. For the most part, everyone else just doesn't even know it exists, which is really, really sad. I'd like to see this game continued on a next generation console. Just get rid of the load screens. That's all I'm asking. Other than that, it's a great game, especially online. Okay, so this is the fastest possible run. Technically, it is. If I use the analog D-pad hybrid, I just use analog. I use D-pad. I just use D-pad. If I use an analog D-pad hybrid, that would save me a split second or two when I'm about to make a turn here. Come on, where's the turn? Right there. That's where an analog would save me a second or two, but I'd have to switch my thumb over to the D-pad analogs, back and forth. Or I can just rely on the analog, but you see how I'm not really saving too much time. It's an insane amount of effort to save a second or two. But that's the only way I can go any faster without buying a hard drive. I'm going to be implementing that. When the day comes and I do get a hard drive, I will be implementing that. So this run is just about over. I did have some reference from a Japanese speedrunner. The best runs I could find were from him. I also used a Bradley FAQ guide, and that's about it. You can skip the whole thing right here by just going straight to the truck, and the stage is over.